Burton is the largest snowboard brand in the world and was founded by Jake Carpenter in 1977. The company is privately owned by himself and his wife Donna Carpenter, who is also the CEO of the firm. So you say being a successful entrepreneur, you somehow have to be a teenager. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, I think, well, you know what happens when you tell a teenager, no, you can't do that? I used to tell parents, if you don't want your child to snowboard, tell them they can't. But I think that entrepreneurs, what I've seen my own husband as well as other successful entrepreneurs, that nothing motivates them more than being told, no, you can't do that.
So you're an entrepreneur, a successful entrepreneur yourself. You have such an established brand, Burton, but it wasn't that easy since the beginning, right? So you were also used to all these no's.
No, really, we were told, no, you can't go on the ski areas. No, you can't be part of the trade shows. No, you can't, we're not going to sell it in ski shops. So we really had to fight for the acceptance of the sport from the beginning. And then I told the story about how we were told, no, we can't make it like a ski. At one point in the mid-'80s, we said, hey, we could take this piece of wood with straps on it, and what if we started to make it like a ski? We went to 5 or 6 factories before we found one who would say, okay, yeah, I'll make that.
You even came to Switzerland, right?
Oh, yeah. We
And
were all over the Alps. So I didn't name names of who said no, but it was the major ski factories that said, no, you're crazy.
But where do you get this energy from, to overcome or fight back?
Yeah, I think a couple of things. I think there was a moment in my career where I realized, and it had to do with getting bank funding, and we didn't have bank funding for a couple of weeks. I had to get emergency funding. And that was the moment that I realized it wasn't just about me and Jake. It was about the people that depended on us, the people that were working for us. We were responsible for their livelihoods. And if anything happened, maybe we would land on our feet, but it was bigger than us. It was about these people. And they were amazing. Nobody complained, nobody left. They said, we believe in what you're doing. And I think that was the moment I realized Burton really was a family. It's easy to be a family when times are good, but it's when times get tough that you really build those bonds and culture.
So you don't have that very good relationship to banks to get funding?
Actually, I have to say we are awfully close to not needing banks at all. My CFO tells me I still have to be nice to them in case we do need them. But we've never had any long-term debt. We've never had any outside investors. We've always funded our growth through our own profitability. And like I said, now we're getting close to where we don't need short-term bank funding. We can do it on our own. But I still got to be nice to them because I might need them someday.
So what advice can you maybe give to startups, that are trying to raise funds?
Yeah, it's tough. There's sort of no way around that. But again, we never got into the debt trap, where you go out and borrow money to fund your growth.
So you never had external investors?
Never had external investors and never had long-term debt. It was really just annual borrowing needs. So you see a lot of companies get into trouble. The other thing we've done that I would really advise to other business owners is that we built a portfolio outside of the company. So we started taking money out of the company and investing it so that we're not dependent on the company. So for example, during the economic crisis, my husband and I went 3 years without salary, bonus, or dividend. We just said, we are not taking that. And we were able to help the company through that difficult time. Sometimes you see founders who are dependent on maintaining their lifestyle through the company's cash flow. So it's been really important to us to have Burton independent of us financially.
Okay. So the financial crisis in 2008 was kind of difficult for you. You were selling less boards. But right now I would also say, right, snowboarding is not like not so trending anymore. I see more skiers, and you want to bring snowboarding back. How are you planning to do that?
You know, there are really two ways. One is through innovation and technology. 2 years ago, we introduced something called the step-on binding. We can't make them fast enough now. We're selling them like crazy. And I think it's really going to bring people back into the sport and get new people in. So you can check it out. It's called Step On, but literally it's just like skiing. You just step into it. You don't have to sit down to put your bindings on. But
and when you fall, it...
No, it doesn't come off your
Okay.
feet. No, it doesn't come off your feet. It really is good. I mean, that's how I felt the first time I tried it. I was like, oh my God, is this going to come off? No, it's not going to come off. So that's really changed the game, and I think, again, it's going to bring more participants in. The other thing is I'm seeing a baby boom. The generation that started snowboarding first is now having kids and families. And for many years now, Burton has made kids product. I think we're the only manufacturer who does make kids product. And we're seeing that, that first generation that grew up with snowboarding wants to give that gift back to their family and do it with their families. So you'll see us marketing more to families and to women and to kids because it's fun.
And then you also moved to Switzerland recent this year. How do you plan, is Switzerland going to help you in bringing snowboarding back? I mean, it's probably a central market.
Yeah, there is a strong snowboarding community in Switzerland, but it is such a traditional alpine country that the participation rate in Switzerland is the worst of any country in the world.
Really?
Yeah, it's 10%,
Wow.
and no other country are we that low. So really part of our mission is to bring that back.
And that's also a little bit why you're here? I mean,
yes. Yeah, no, it's really why we're immersing ourselves into the market to say, what can we do to increase participation?
You're the CEO of Burton since 2016. You actually took over when your husband got sick. What was the major change that you did when you took over?
Yeah, I think the major change that I've been trying to make is to go from being a product-driven company to a market-driven company. When we were growing very fast, all we had to do was kind of throw new product out there and it would almost sell itself.
It's not the case anymore.
No, and also we weren't telling customers about who we were, who our values are. I mean, we have so many amazing stories around gender equality, around giving back to the community through our foundation, through the sustainability work that we're doing. We have so many amazing stories, and we weren't telling it. So I like to say that my mission is to pull back the curtain and show people who we really are.
Okay. I would like to talk about gender equality because that's very dear to you and
Yes.
to your husband as well.
Yes.
So when did you find out that you had to do something?
Yeah, in the beginning, our company was really evenly split. There were as many women working as men. There were as many female athletes really pioneering the sport. But we grew very quickly, and we were pulling from skateboarding, surfing, skiing, which were very male-dominated. So there really was a moment in 2003 where my husband and I were sitting in a meeting of all of our global directors from around the world, and out of 25 people, there were 2 women in the room. And I think my husband knew at a gut level, at a gut entrepreneurial level, that we were not going to thrive, we weren't going to be innovative, we weren't going to be able to attract the best talent without diversity.
And so what did you do then?
Yeah, I mean, 15 years of putting our heads down and really working. But, the first thing we addressed was maternity and post-maternity for women. It seems crazy to me that you'll invest in a woman's career for 10 years, and then she leaves because she doesn't feel like she can balance having both. So we're very progressive there. We do things like, any woman in a high-profile sales, product, or marketing role has to travel for their job. So we provide for the first 18 months of your child life. You can take a caretaker with you when you travel, or we'll pay for a caretaker at home. The other really important piece was mentoring. And that's what women, after kind of being accommodated for maternity and post-maternity, they told me they craved a mentor. So we've set up a lot of different kinds of mentoring program. It's now company-wide. You know, it's funny, we've become a mentoring culture because of this group of small women that started mentoring together.
And do you see an impact on your business now that you have more females in the boards? Actually 50-50, right?
Well, our global leadership is 50-50. Overall, our management is about 42%, but that we came from 9%.
And so do you see an impact when it comes to business, to actually sales?
Sure. You know, right now, like I said, we're in growth mode again, and women's product is far outpacing the men's growth.
You're not a fan of quotas, even though you have 50-50% in your global leadership. How can companies achieve that, what you've done?
Yeah, you know, I don't believe in quotas, but what we did, one of the easiest, not easiest, but one of the quickest things any company can do is say that when they have a leadership position, you don't have to hire a woman, but you have to have a woman finalist as a candidate. So for example, at Burton, if we had a big product role or a big sales role, we would get all male resumes. So what I said to the hiring managers is, you can hire whoever you want, but you have to have a woman as a final candidate. So they have to go out and work for that. They have to go out and find her, you know, if she's not coming to them. And then chances are, you know, if if you've got two people for the position, chances are half the time you're going to hire the woman. And then I think it builds on itself, because I think female leaders are good at spotting talent in other women. You know, maybe women are a little bit less vocal, less outgoing, and you can say, wait, what about that woman over there? I think we should be promoting her.
Okay, great. Maybe one more thing before we finish. Winter is over. What are you doing in summer? You're also investing in other products, right? Camping.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. People talk about the camping here. You know, really, it's about extending the seasons. We've always made fleece. We've always made Gore-Tex jackets. You know, obviously, you know, winters are becoming less and less predictable. But snowboarding is a lifestyle. It's much more than just a sport. You know, it's around travel. We make luggage. We make packs. You know, everything for the lifestyle. So when we were really looking for summer, you know, we said, what do our customers do in the summer? Well, they go to music festivals, you know, they go camping. So we partnered with big Agnes tent companies, and we said, hey, we can make tents look cool. You make the tents and we'll make it look cool. So it's not a big part of our business, but we are trying to really extend those seasons and show people that we're really a lifestyle as much as a sport.
And then also expanding to China.
And also expanding to China. We've been in China for a long time. It's like the Wild West there. But it's going to grow. And
you really believe in that, huh?
Quickly. I think it'll be bigger than the European market in 3 years, 5 years.
Great. Donna Carpenter, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.